Welcome back. Today we're going to work with Google Classroom several different ways. This is a set of videos specifically for teachers that are using Google Classroom and not sure where some of those features are. I'm going to demonstrate how to set it up, how I've discovered what works for me to set it up, and where those options are so that we can better utilize for ourselves and for our students how this feature can work and all the different things that Google Classroom can do for us. You find Google Classroom in your 9 little boxes. You can move all of these icons around to just have the ones that you use the most up here in this first panel that shows up. If you don't see Google Classroom in yours, you can go to More, and it's probably down in here because you haven't used it yet. If it's not, then you can go down even further and keep finding it till you do. I use Google Classroom all the time, every day in all of my classes. So it's up here at the top, and it's one of the tabs that automatically opens when I open Chrome. When you open up Google Classroom, you will get to a screen that shows you the classes that you own. If your screen is blank, that means you don't own any classes and you haven't been invited to any. You can see I own plenty of classes. I have one for each class period that I teach. We have a couple going around that we're using in our building. We've got everything that we need right here. So I'm going to use this class as my demonstration because it's got a little bit of everything in it. To create a class, you're going to go up here to the plus. You'll click create or join a class. If you're starting a new class, you'll go to create. You want to put in the name of the class. You can see what I've called mine. I teach the same thing several hours a day, so I went with the class period. I don't need to know that this is American history as opposed to world history as opposed to Western Civ, because I don't teach any of those classes. So whatever naming conventions work for you, here's where you do that. Which section of the class, what the subject is, and what the classroom is. You'll fill in that information and hit create, and then you will have your class that shows up here as a thumbnail. I'm gonna not create another class because I already have several to work with. Once you've got it created, you can click on the link, and then you get to start making decisions. Okay, so that's the first step, is creating the class. In the next video, we're going to talk about what happens in the stream and what's useful and what's not, in my opinion, as we go through looking at each of these menus up here and how we can make those changes. So come back for session 2. The first piece is making that class. You can get back to it by going up to your 3 lines, back to classes, and you can see your dashboard of all the classes that you have access to in Google Classroom.